I'm not doing another one of these, but we'll see.
No, I know. Okay, ready to roll.
Ready to roll. All right, we'll call to order and please stand for the pledge and short the vote. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we ask that you guide us in the best decisions to benefit the residents of Osnaburg Township. We ask that you keep all our staff personnel safe as they go about their business. And we ask that you send us some rain. Amen.
Amen.
Lots of it.
All right, any additions to the agenda?
I guess it would be new. I want to talk a little bit about Sucrose and the process we have to do to submit for this grant and what we need to come up with soon on decisions.
Okay. I got one under road.
Okay. I'd like to call an executive on fire just before report.
Do you want to do that when we get to the fire, or
Yes.
We can, that's
you
fine.
say yes?
We'll keep it where it is. Shouldn't be long. Famous last words.
Trustees, number 6 there on your agenda says fiscal officer allowed to explain. I'd like to, when we get to that point, I have some resolutions and things I need to update prior to getting into the meeting so that we have them in order, because I prepared them for tonight's meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, next we'll move to the meeting minutes for 9/9/24.
Trustee Griffith moves to accept the minutes as presented.
Trustee Varian, second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Next we'll move to the treasurer's report.
Trustee Varian moves to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now we'll move to number 6, fiscal officer Lowry to explain and ask for resolutions.
Trustees, I had some things that I needed to get prepared for tonight's meeting. I went ahead and prepared it, so I have resolutions prepared, numbers, I should say. Upon your approval, then I can get these things in motion. I'd like to start, some of these are going to reflect to the fire department, the road department. I believe those are the 2 areas I have, just I want to have them in order. The first thing that I have is that our ambulance grant that we had you had approved back in July 22nd. There was a resolution done at that time for, let me make sure I read it. So I have a copy here. It says fiscal officer Lowry requests approval to pay eligible firefighter EMS a retention pay in October, which is coming up, after grant money is received. Mr. Lowry reported the initial amount approved by the Ohio Grant Department was $6,960. And this amount would be split up equally. At that time, we had 13 firefighter EMS that were eligible at that time that followed into that retention time. Varian moves, Griffith second, to approve the retention grant money received, estimated at $6,960 to be distributed equally upon eligible Osnaburg EMS personnel. Once the grant money is received, motion carried. I also said right after that, we at that time for our 23-24 Ohio grant retention, we had reimbursed through bonus retention $20,000 that we received. Broke up between, at that time there was 14 firefighters that got distributed amount. What I'm asking tonight to keep this in order, because the deadline to do all this, it has to be done by September 30th, and I want to make sure that I distribute that money this week, by the end of this week. along with I have to report it to the Ohio Grant Department by September 30th. What I have prepared is, number one, I'm going to ask, you can do this as one resolution. I'm going to ask to amend Resolution 722. The dollar amount was that $9,000 or $6,960. We actually only received $5,916 because so many people signed into it. That's what the money we received. If we break that down between, and I'm going to verify this with Chief Parker, I have 11 personnel that fell into that retention period. If I divvy that up equally, it comes to $537.81 to 82 cents a piece that they would get these firefighters, and that would be Chief Parker, Assistant Chief Ruskin, Captain Dale Nelson, Captain Adams, and then the firefighter EMS would be Rich. I'm going to go by last names. Wanger, Presler, is it Rise? I always say him right. Rise, Palm, Combs, and Hankel. They will each get that distributed the next time that I do payroll, which I'm going to do that payroll this week. I need that resolution to amend it. Resolution 24174 to $5,916, and a resolution, that part of that resolution to pay these 11 EMS firefighters.
All right, so the resolution you want is 24174, and we're amending 24722.
The resolution that I need to start with would be, I'm sorry, and I didn't write my number down, would be resolution, thanks. I'll make sure I give you the right number. Resolution, this would be resolution 24202.
Okay, 202 is the new one,
Which would, you would do that would amend.
and we're amending 722.
Yeah, you're amending 24174.
174.
Oh, sorry, 24174. Okay. Trustee Varian moves motion number 24202 to amend motion 24174, in which $6,960 was planned on. We only received $5,916. I'd like to amend that to $5,916. And I'd also, in the same motion, like to move to pay 11 employees $537.81 for our next pay period.
Trustee Puro seconds. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right.
Did that have everything that you needed?
Okay, that would be good. Thank you. That has it. The next thing I'm going to move right into, I know Chief Parker has this on her agenda, but because I have it prepared in order, the pumper 241 has been completed and returned, which I know Chief Parker, I don't want to jump ahead of that, but the dollar amount that was a balance of a Bantech when they had that I made the resolution, you already did this resolution, there was $14,588.90. There was a couple of things that were found that were needed, and I verified this through a Bantech and through JMAC. It come to a total of $801 or $804. I asked, somebody might say, well, what about turning that into insurance? The insurance has a stipulation about 2.5% or 2.5% overages.
Yeah.
That falls in that of $804. I would ask a resolution, if you can for me, that I have it prepared, if you approve, to approve that $804 additional dollar.
Do you want resolution 24203?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Varian moves motion 24203 to pay an extra $804 to Advantech, which is the overage for the repairing of 241.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All those in favor, aye.
Thank you. I'm going to pass this down to you so you guys can, there's a purchase order along with the payments attached to that. The next one I have in order is, I actually had missed this. I know Stu, the road superintendent, and I had discussed this, but I missed it at the last meeting. we needed to approve a then and now for a damaged window.
Door, yeah.
Door and weather strip window on the boom mower.
No, on the flail mower, 5085.
On what was it?
The flail mower,
I'm
5085.
sorry, I wrote it on my initial as boom, but I put flail.
It was
Of $891.70. I just need a approval for that for, it's Ag Pro Companies.
Trustee Pierce moves to pay Pro $891.70 for a new window for the 5085 John Deere.
All right,
Trustee Barron, second.
All those in favor, aye?
All right.
thank you. And the last one I have, we received our last payment from the Stark County for our property tax that I now am able to prepare for your approval to pay 2020 Enterprises. I could not prepare that, and they came in with the bid was $19,800 and some dollars lower than what the original approved amount was. Their total is $280,828.23. I'd just like approval.
Can you repeat that again, Brian? 200?
200,
I'd like to have approval to release that payment.
280,828.23. 280,828.20.
Trustee Pierce moves to pay 2020 Enterprises for chip and seal on a total of $280,828.23.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. Trustees, that's all I have. Thanks for working me in before. Now, as we move forward, we're all in order with what they need to do.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Move to public speaks. Mr. Clapper's got the floor. He's smiling, so that's good.
Well, I'm here on behalf of Cynthia. She had a 3-day seminar in Phoenix, and she left yesterday. But I've heard her presentation, and I think I got it done. She can back me up.
Yeah.
But what we all started to do, she works in all reclaiming fields, like transformers, when they all get bad in them, they call them in and clean the transformer, clean them all, and then sell it back into the power grid. And she's familiar with this type of done. In fact, she worked at Kentucky setting up a large farm where they had it wasn't a complaint, but that he didn't think he was getting enough royalty on his oil. And she got an attorney out of near Marietta, and he's done a lot of them over the years down there that they've been drilling depots that knows his stuff about wells. And when this come up in this area, he done a lot of research, and he said, you got 3 veins of oil underneath you, and they're big veins. He said, they get the first one pumped out, and then you can go back in and renegotiate for the second vein, and then the third vein. And what he is shooting for is 6,000 an acre up front. In other ways, based on the amount of acres you've got, you'll have that hopefully after the first of the year. Most people don't want it this year anymore, but it amounts to about 5 to 6,000 an acre, and 20% of the royalty.
Is that 20% of net or gross?
That's the net.
20% of net. Okay.
That's yours.
And that's 6,000 an acre only if you own it free and clear. Anything already assumed is not 6,000 an acre.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we got 3 Clintons, and so we end up 12.5%.
Yep, we do too.
Yeah, and we're not negotiable.
Yeah.
But, anyway, they like 1,000 acres to drill the first well, and we're at 1,000 acres now. We just amount of acres, but go up to the maximum of 1,250, 2,000 and 1,250. But they're excited about what we see underneath us.
Yeah.
I should have brought the chart she has there with me. She left the Phoenix to bring them. but it shows with a old entrance in eastern Ohio, right on the eastern edge of it.
So where are they looking to put a pad?
Well, if you go down the back Melbourne Road, Melbourne, where the West Indian is.
Yeah.
Sign up there right now. And that's where it's gonna go.
Okay.
Sylvia was right there, you know. She was right on the money. She said that, it was scheduled to go down there, but not, a lot, Virginia is, they got a lot of acres up there that was all open. And she, we don't want any wells. They just tore up the farm and they never mounted anything. She doesn't understand it. And so Cynthia says, you'll never see the wells. Those wells are, that well's gonna be probably down in Malvern. They go as far as 7 miles underground.
Is that the firm that has to deal with Lake Mohawk?
No, that's Encino.
Encino,
That's
and EOG.
drillers.
Yeah, that's why this is going this way. Encino got that there to take.
This is an EOG well, right?
Yes,
It's an EOG well, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
and so that,
so will the actual wellhead be in Osnaburg or will it actually be in Brown?
it'd be brown.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Osnaburg will obviously benefit because of the veins,
Oh,
the
yeah.
spider legs.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm. Okay.
She said the well, they're gonna run them, every run will be 1.5 miles apart.
Okay.
And they can track enough to hit those, that's unbelievable, that they can go that far out.
Yeah.
But that, it's a soft pool well, that's why we're going after.
Do you have to have so many acres in order to be in on?
I don't think, I think anyone with acreage can get in.
Yeah, there's no.
It's more lucrative, of course, for someone with more acres, but I think anyone could get
And the reason
in.
I was asking that because of our cemetery right there on
Well,
Mitchell.
we've got, I didn't even think about, we've got acreage, we've got about 24 acres.
That was
We've never- Yeah,
Okay,
our cemeteries is about 9.979, and then 10 acres here on this site, and then the fire station's 3.30. But yeah,
And then total.
total's 23.279.
That's good.
That's more than I expected.
yeah,
I didn't know there was 10 acres here.
I'm glad you came up, because I didn't even think about the ground up here. That's a,
Well, Cynthia did, that girl, she's on top of things.
yeah.
She said, you know, all these, well, she got the, well, the name's golf course was one. We called her Clearwater, and first she didn't want to follow them, but you'll never see the well. That's what we told Virginia Dutch, and she changed her mind.
Yeah.
And she said, then they come and they signed up. Now, we were supposed to have them, everything done by the 18th. But he's gonna do that little extra time, because he negotiates with the growers then to get the best price.
Who's he?
Aaron
Aaron Bergman.
Aaron Brugman.
Have you contacted him? Have
Yeah,
you
I've talked to him.
Yeah, he's cleaning up some stuff on some other ones. He's working on
That's
some
what
stuff
he's
for
doing
ours.
next to.
And,
Well, there's nothing in our lease that says that they just showed for the wells, the gun wells. There's nothing showing it, not in any deeper. And I'm kind of thinking maybe we got a moving spot, and that's what he's trying to do for us.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of people, I'm sure you've heard, where people want to buy your mineral rights.
oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And our neighbor girl, she got 8 acres, and they offer $37,000 an acre for it. I said, well, there's one thing you gotta remember, that's the sun of the earth. You're going to go through 3 veins of oil, and then there's something they put in batteries, lithium, unbelievable down there, and that's more expensive than crude oil. I didn't
Did
know
you say
that.
37,000 or 3,700? 3,700 an acre.
37,000. That's a quote she got.
Sign me up. I'll 37,000 an acre. I'll sign right now. I will give it all away right now for that number.
Well,
Legitimately.
to give you an idea, my wife is on one on Lee's Little Lake. Her parents had 2 cabins down there.
Yep.
5,500 an acre. And her first check for 5,500 an acre was $500. And there's 20 people on that 1,000-acre lease, and they send a printout every month. And some of those guys got over $2 million their first check. Now they're down after 3 years.
Oh, yeah, it'll go down, yeah.
They're down about 300,000 a month.
Yeah.
They could probably get along with that.
Yeah.
They probably get along.
It'd be tough.
They might be able to get along. So what's the timeline, Mr. Clapper?
Well, it needs to be done as soon as
Sooner or
possible.
later, yeah.
Okay.
I tend to set, we got executive session, so I'll fill them on a little bit. What have we been?
You could do
Are
that.
we-
On the compensation deal.
Are we under production on those 23 acres?
We don't know. There's no-
Okay.
I don't think
I
we
don't-
are from what
Okay.
Cynthia said. She got that thing and she shook out every well in the Osnaburg Township where they're located.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, I think we'd know at this point. We would have gotten a check
Well,
or
straight
something.
across.
We are getting no royalty.
Well, then
But
we're
it was
probably not
cool.
under.
Yeah, that tells the story. Then.
Yeah. Even, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we haven't done a title search, but
Yeah. Okay.
so
Well, it's a few people. I mean, it's a lucrative deal to get into.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm, like I said,
Well,
it's-
we'll find out when we can do that.
the school signed up.
Osnaburg School thing.
Yeah.
They had a-
You, and they did it years
Yeah,
ago,
that's
right?
I'm not sure about the school.
No, the township.
Oh, years ago, I don't have anything on record here. Years ago, I think they were talking about, but I never seen any documents signed on anything.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was back when Chesapeake Energy come through, but nothing was ever signed.
She would know
Yeah,
that.
I'll just leave it up to you then, Randy, to
Yeah,
send in the.
I'll talk to them and then I'll be in touch and let you know what we're gonna do.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob.
All right,
All right.
fire.
Trustee Barron would like to call an executive session. This refers to an appointment, employment, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual. I'd like to invite the three trustees and the fiscal officer in to start.
Trustee Burgess seconds?
Roll call.
Griffith,
Yes.
Varian,
Yes,
Piro.
Yes.
7:40.
I'll be putting everything on mute. It'll still be on if anybody's watching or listening. Yeah.
Ryan, you let me know when you're ready, buddy.
These all parcels?
What's that?
Those are all parcels?
Yeah.
Look at all
that. Parcels. You gonna take a picture, you want me
I'll
to
just take a picture.
Trustee Varian moves to come out of executive session at 8:30.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
Roll call.
Griffith,
Yes.
Varian,
Yes.
Puro.
Yes. All right, thank you for your time, folks. Sorry it took us a little bit there. Working on the fire report, I'll start and then I'll have Chief Parker kind of join in with me here and go through a few of these things. We'll bump down to staffing. We've been talking a lot about getting our wages increased in the fire department to try to get closer to the going rate of other departments and try to help our leadership team, Chief Parker and the other leadership team have a little more success in retaining and getting people to come to Osnaburg and work for us. So in talking with the trustees, we're prepared to make a wage increase. So I'll make a motion for that. Trustee Varian moves to increase the wages across the board 14%, starting September 29th. With that, all the other incentives and the pays would stay the same. This is just a wage increase of 14% across the board.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
Roll call vote.
Griffith,
Yes.
Varian,
Yes,
Puro.
Yes.
We should give it a reason for that.
we can elaborate.
We are well below value.
The reason for the increase in wage is because we are well below the hourly rate of many other departments. And we understand that we need to give a better hourly rate to our team, because I feel like we have a great team in Osnaburg, and to support some of our folks that live in the township and are running from home and are answering the call all hours of the night. So the plan is to get more employees. And so that will, hopefully that will help us to get there. So the other thing I want to mention too, something else I think that's very important to our program and to our system is the education of residents in our township. I feel recently we've had residents come in and share some of their concern. And when we hear their concern, we realize very quickly that the residents don't really know who we are and what we do. And so we're going to kick the idea around, but we're not quite there yet. But one of the ideas that we have talked about is bringing on a paid social media or advertising person, paid a small amount, but something that the fire department can send information to, everything from an announcement to basic things, like we are a paid part-time department that works very hard to staff 2 people in the department at all times. There's not going to be 10 people there on a given day ready to run. Things like please call 911 for emergency. Please do not knock on the door of the fire department. Some basic things like that we can put out from our fire department. Now hiring, all those things, and pay someone to do that on a regular basis. So our department would pretty much push data to this person, and they would be in charge of making it professional and getting it out on a regular basis. So we're looking into that as a way to kind of educate. We've also talked about sending some flyers home through the school that all the kids would have to kind of educate people on kind of who we are and what we do, so that we have a better understanding of the community.
And I would just say one more thing. If you call for an ambulance or for help, and it's not Osnaburg that shows up, but it's another locality, it doesn't mean we're not working. It means we're probably out on another call. There's only one crew in there on a shift that goes out on calls. And if they're somewhere else and you call, then the next closest, it's called mutual aid, comes to help you. So please continue calling, but it may not always be our people. Sometimes we're out on mutual aid to someone else. That's why we have mutual aid.
All right. Chief Parker.
Okay, the first thing that I want to mention isn't actually on my sheet. There has been a couple of memos that have come out from the state fire marshal. We are under a statewide burn ban at this point, because of the drought conditions. We actually will probably end up putting that on our sign, and we can push that out on our Facebook page as well, but we are under a burn ban.
So I just received something from the State Township Association, and it listed the counties that it included, which was not Stark.
So they've pushed out like 2 more since then, and at
Did
this
they?
point, it's pretty much statewide.
Okay, because I thought that's kind of ridiculous.
So I was following that as well, and the last one that came out was pretty much like, it's gonna be everybody.
Okay.
So, that, I just wanted to kind of put that information out there. We had talked about 241 is back, it is done. I will have to look at the hubcap situation.
It looks really good.
But it does.
It looks really good. They did a
It's
nice job.
nice.
Yeah, it's missed the cap. We're giving you that back on.
One of the things that we had, Fiscal Officer Lowry and Sue and I met with Ohio Billing. It has been a few weeks ago now, but we kind of looked at their recommendations. They didn't have a lot of recommendations on changes for billing, but one thing that we had evaluated was billing on motor vehicle accidents. We do have the ability to recoup some of our costs. They can itemize like things that we used, or if our gear were to get damaged, things like that. That is a cost that would go back to that person's auto insurance. So obviously we have lots of people traveling through our township that are not specifically residents. It would be similar to how we soft bill now, where if like their auto insurance didn't cover it, they wouldn't be paying out of pocket. But that was one of the recommendations that they had put out there, was to bill some of those services on MVA runs. We don't currently do that. I don't know that it could hurt. Again, we're obviously looking for ways to have revenue. And that comes out of their auto insurance premiums that they're already paying.
Okay.
How much stuff do we normally use on an auto?
It just depends. We usually on most MVAs, when we're able, if we roll an engine, usually we're there. So like a couple bags of pickup. So it's not a ton of stuff. It would be a few $100s, probably once or twice a month.
So this wouldn't be for the personnel that are there servicing, it's for the
It's not the
supplies.
ambulance.
Just the supplies.
It's
the
this
flares-
would be
flares
engines,
and the
the
kitty litter and
flares and the pickup and that kind of stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what that would be for, and Ohio Billing would handle it all.
And the idea is that this shouldn't raise anyone's auto rates.
No, because if they were driving through Canton Township and got into a wreck,
It would be the
they
same.
would get billed that. Yeah.
And do we just have to tell Ohio Billing to turn it on?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
I'm fine with it. Do we have any more conversation about that? Are we okay with that? Okay. Trustee Varian moves to communicate with Ohio Billing and turn on charging the MVAs within the township when we township and village when we're on an auto accident.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All those in favor, aye? Opposed?
So just for clarification, real quick, after quarter, for instance, would you contact Ohio Billing and say we've used this much?
They just pulled out other ones.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
So dispatching, I know we had talked about dispatching. I do have numbers. I've had a couple of meetings. I've had several conversations. I've ruled out some possibilities. I had talked to like Red Center, and they're like $57 a call. We were paying $32 at CENTCOM. The conversations that we have had have both been with STARCOM, so it would be like the county, so like the sheriff's department, and they are about $40 a call.
Okay.
And then Alliance Dispatching is the other place that we have had some conversations with. I have a meeting Friday with Alliance Dispatching with the chief of Nemeshill and M. Louisville. We would like to remain a package deal if that's a possibility, because the amount we mutuate with each other.
What was the call per call from?
It's going to be about 40.
Same as,
For
Alliance?
Alliance, yes, it would be about
same
40.
as Stark County.
Mhm.
Okay.
So there are not a ton of other places in the county that dispatch, or at least dispatch and have the ability to absorb many more entities.
Yeah, so the question is that, is there gonna be any delay in are we gonna receive the same quality of service?
So the hope is yes, Alliance needs to evaluate, call volume and things like that, what they would be absorbing with us, with the three of us.
Is it your opinion that Nemeshill and Louisville are going to want to go to STARCOM, or do you not know that?
I have had extensive conversations with both of those chiefs. I don't know that we have an answer yet.
Okay.
We have a meeting Friday, so my anticipation would be at the next meeting we will need to make a decision.
And remind me again,
All of
our
that.
dispatching shuts off when?
It's 60 days from,
It's pretty soon.
it's like November 1st.
All right.
Yeah. So the question would be if, since it's kind of iffy if they're going to be able to handle it or not, if we try it and it isn't working out, I don't want a penalty to have to get out of it.
Sure.
If they can't.
Yep.
Give the same
Seems
Yeah.
reasonable.
quality of.
I completely
response
agree.
time.
If we can, if they're the same, if Starcom and Alliance are the same, I want to go with NIM and Louisville
Well, and that's my hope.
because we do so much together.
Mhm.
So help me understand, if we don't, if let's say one goes to Starcom and one goes to Alliance Dispatch, say we split up, is it another phone call to get the mutual aid going?
Yeah.
It's an extra step?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If it's all held in Starcom, for instance, it's not an extra step.
Correct.
Call comes in, we know East Canton's not available, we bump to Louisville, same thing,
Just like it is right now.
just like it is right now. All right, and you would call Starcom and be like, we got a truck out of service, engine's out, you've got to bump to somebody else.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be the same. But yeah, like I said, I've had a couple of meetings with those chiefs. I've had several phone calls with Chief Hunt. We have meeting Friday, so I'll have more information.
Chief
then.
Barker, do you want a special meeting or can we wait 2 weeks?
I would say we wait 2 weeks. I will have that information here
All right.
at that meeting, and then are gonna have to decide that.
And then I would need to make a decision and tell them because they're going to start and quit answering the phone.
Do we have to buy any additional equipment or?
So they
anything
will
to
be
do
able
this?
to move our consulate from CENTCOM to wherever we go, but they do need to look at to see if there's any kind of upgrades that we would need, and if they're able to basically break that down into the cost per run. So I'll have that information.
Our next meeting's not till the 14th, so that's 3 weeks.
Trustees, I also wanted to point something out. SimCon, originally, when we have an alarm here at the township and at the fire, goes through SimCon now to dispatch out or call designated people. That needs to be considered.
Mhm.
Can we do that with Alliance?
Like as our alarm system.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we need to know that, because right now we presently don't get a fee charge for that. Like we have a couple calls,
Okay.
because they dispatch out and then we tell them who they want called. Like if the alarm goes off the fire station,
Yeah.
Amy's first up, here
Yeah.
it's me and then Stu and stuff like that.
And we also were looking at installing that phone receiver that if you pick it up at the fire station, it goes straight to.
Oh, we talked to Tom about that last meeting.
Oh,
He was interested in, we were chatting about an outside line that would be marked at the fire station, that if you picked it up, it went directly to dispatch. Is that something that's possible to pull off?
Because we've had.
like an
several
outside phone that
Yeah.
just calls the 488-1515 number.
Well, whatever
They don't
dispatch
call
is,
Yeah.
the dispatcher.
it would call
So
dispatch.
Yeah,
even
straight
if,
to
if
dispatch.
there was no if
Yeah.
you guys were out,
Yeah,
they would
I
send
understand what you're
mutual
saying.
rate
He
right
would,
there.
Tom brought that up, which I thought was a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, he didn't mention that, but I can-
Inside that little alcove right there, I wonder if we could keep it under the rain and have something on the wall. I don't know.
Yeah.
When you're beating on the door and no one's coming and you can say, call for emergency, and it,
We already have the 488-1515 line, which is like the one that rings into dispatch,
okay,
plugs into the station, because the phone in the bay is that number.
okay.
So that line already comes to the fire station. I obviously don't know the first thing about running that phone line then to
Okay.
an outside
So the
phone,
other
but-
phone number that like family members would call, like your husbands and wives would call to check on you, that's a different
Mhm.
number. So the 1515 is dispatch.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we could
Okay.
get that,
It was an idea.
because we
Yeah.
just had several people just show up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we thought if we could put
Yeah.
a phone there that
Sure,
ties them straight to dispatch.
yeah,
Cannot order pizza from this phone.
okay,
Expenses.
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
All right.
So the two other things that I wanted to mention, one, we were at the Little Hornet football games on Saturday. And there was some concern that we only had one person working, and he was obviously, we transported someone and they wanted to know if Louisville would come and sit there. And I was like, okay, here's the deal. I said, we send a squad to the football games. I had talked to the president of their board and I had told her, I said, I will send my duty crew. I'm not paying someone else to come to the games. And had some conversations with one of their other board members and said, you know, in Louisville, their little leopards pay $50 an hour for another squad to come and sit there. And he said that that might be something they're interested in next year.
Oh,
So
Wow.
basically
They
have a
have the
separate
budget.
crew, because I told them, I said, this is, like, if I get a call in the township, they're leaving.
yeah,
Like, I don't
right.
have another crew.
Right.
So that was a possibility. It would
Okay.
not be this year, to
Yeah.
have that conversation about them like we do for the high school games, but it would be the Little Hornets
Yeah,
paint.
well, their games are all day long.
They are all.
They're all day. Does the high school pay currently?
We pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But $50 an hour didn't like shell shock them? Like they were like, oh, we have that in the budget. Okay, all right.
That's what
Yeah.
they pay in Louisville.
Cliff, yeah, Cliff, we passed a resolution years ago that we would pay for
Got
it. High
2
school
people to
games.
go,
Okay, cool.
an extra crew on the
That's
high
great.
school Friday night
That's great.
game.
But you're right. It's all day. Little Hornets,
It
it's
is.
all day.
It is from like
Well,
1 to 7.
And that's a private nonprofit. The school is a
Yep.
public, so
Yeah.
there's a
Okay.
difference.
Which is why there would be a cost. And so I
Yeah.
had told him,
Okay.
and I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, the fact that I'm sending someone, it's the best I can do.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I just asked him to stand by. The only other thing I had to ask was fire safety. I realized that it's almost October. I was going to ask for money to purchase fire safety stuff for the school. I don't know the exact amount we have spent in previous years. It's usually around $600 to $650. I'm asking for $700
Is that for that,
For-
the October?
for fire safety for the school that
You
we
were
do every
around
year.
5 something, almost 600
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, okay. So we take that as soft billing, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Trustee Varian moves to pay $700 to purchase fire safety equipment for our children at the elementary school.
Trustee Puro seconds. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
The call log is on here. And I will speak for the people department when I say thank you. We appreciate the time and effort that has gone into seeing that we needed to make some changes, and I'm appreciative, and we'll take that back to the crew tomorrow. We have a meeting tomorrow.
Can you tell me what the gas leak was?
Which one?
It was on Osnaburg, so was that? Oh, it was
Would have
on
been in
the
a commercial building then.
16th. Would have been in a building then, not just
Mhm.
along the road?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It was in one of the buildings. They were
Okay.
evacuated. And they were already out when we got there, but it was their night shift.
Okay.
But I don't know which
Because
business.
there's not that much on there, though.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we had just gotten the truck back and they took it down Osnaburg Street and they were like,
Oh, dang it.
"Oh."
Thing's fresh.
That thing's smooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Move
Not.
better what it
We're
was.
missing, we're losing hubcaps on that. Oh, no, wait, that was
No,
something
that's
else.
not.
All right, Amy, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Before we go to cemetery, we're gonna touch on what Mr. Clapper was here for. There's a group forming in the township that's moving forward to obtain a oil and gas deep rights lease and possible sign-on bonus. And we are going to do some research on the weather, make sure we're clean title, and if we are going to join the group. And I make a motion that we move in with the Aaron Brugerman of Council group upon a clear title.
Trustee Varian, second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
You want a roll call?
Roll call vote,
Griffith,
Yes.
Varian,
Yes.
Puro.
yes. Cemetery.
Well, you said that quick, I didn't have time to write it.
We're getting too long, you gotta move it on.
I know.
Okay.
I'll make it easy. Everything's been mowed. There's no, anything
Thanks, Andy.
pressing. I know the weather's been bad that we didn't have to be mowing like we had in years past this time of year, so. I know Ryan is working on some other, people are hammering him on some lot changes. Like some people that moved away in our community, that want to transfer deeds and stuff, so he is working on some of that. As of right now, I don't think he had anything, he didn't turn anything in to me today, up till today, so I don't have anything else for cemetery.
All right, let's go to roads.
Evening, everybody. If the trustees have read over the road report, is there any questions you'd like to ask this time?
Where'd you put the new clutch cable in?
6410, the boom mower tractor. We thought possibly the throwout bearing was going bad or something there with the clutch, and we lucked out.
It was actually, is it still,
It
okay? It's
tore
not
into it.
hydraulic, it's a cable?
Cable.
Oh, cool.
And the cable was bad. That was the problem, so
Okay.
we replaced it, and it's smooth as can be now.
So on Westfall, that's the washboard going up the hill,
I got a call today about that.
and it's gotten pretty bad. Is
Well,
that company going to,
I have hope. There's no bond on our road. He ain't paying any kind of bond. I don't, I was kind of wondering if there was anything through him coming up there and dumping, if there's any kind of contract through him and Danny or whatever about fixing the road or anything. I didn't know if there was any possibility of that, but he told me on the phone that if that road was tore up or whatever, that they would try to do everything they could to help fix it. Well, I hope so.
that's through the EPA, so I'm not sure if the EPA has something.
I don't know.
But I think the best thing is just go to the guy
I
and
did get a
say,
call today about the washboarding and coming up that hill. And
Yeah.
it wasn't there before it started, that road. That hill
but I
was
think you're
smooth.
gonna have to probably blacktop on our show.
Well, they're gonna have to do something. It ain't something we can fix.
No,
That almost, the way that's doing that there, you'd almost have to go in there and try to mill that out and go back over it with blacktop, like you say, to fix it right.
or something. It's
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Chipping and sealing or the Durapatcher
And
isn't
it's
gonna
not that
fix
long a
that.
section.
No,
It's not. So
no. Me and Ronnie even felt it coming back up the hill there when we're out checking roads. You can feel it even in the pickup.
well, I was in the car.
Oh, it'll vibrate you.
So give him a call and just try to be nice about it and say there's just a small section there that's turned into a washboard.
Kill him with kindness.
See what you can get out of him. Nicely.
See if we could possibly fix that before winter.
Yeah, because that would be a nightmare in the wintertime.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
So it's probably when they're coming up the hill loaded like that and shifting gears and stuff.
Or I think when it's been so hot
Yeah, I know.
is why.
And then coming back down the hill, they're kind of like probably hit the Jake brake and an empty truck.
Yeah, but it's
You can
more,
hear it
it's
bouncing.
more on the right side, like going out.
I know, but they're probably staying out in the middle of the road coming down the hill. There ain't no cars coming because I've heard people telling me that they hear that boom, 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 the truck beds and stuff are just banging across that washboard when they're empty going back down the hill.
Yeah. But it's not that big a spot, but I
No,
think that we need
no.
to see if we can get him to do
Okay.
something with it.
I'll try to give him a call. I got his number right in there in my office.
Because if it hits winter, I think cars will have a problem there.
Yes.
Or vehicles, whatever they are.
All right, we got a new road truck getting delivered to,
Yeah, it's Tom, well,
Not here.
No.
Oh, okay, that's gonna be
No,
exciting.
no, yeah, no, not that
Come
one.
over and take a selfie with it.
He came Friday, he stopped in Friday, he told me he was gonna go into his office and check on the computer, so he stopped in, Friday. And the date he should hopefully get the truck to R&R Mac from the factory is on the 11th of October. And then they have to inspect it, which he said we could run up there and take a look at it quick and look it over while it's there at R&R Mac before it goes to Gledhill to have everything put on it. Which I would like to run up there and make sure everything's like we pretty much ordered and asked for on the tractor itself, the chassis.
all right,
So that's where we stand right now for that. Over the last several weeks here, we've been out fixing catch basins. I think I mentioned that last meeting. We had problems with our generator, the one that we always use in case of power outages and stuff here.
Portable.
It's a portable generator, yeah, not our Generac, the big one. This is a portable generator, 8,000 watt. We was gonna use it. It fires up and runs, but it was not putting out any wattage. So we borrowed Mike Wheeler and Rick's little suitcase ones that are little Hondas, 2000 watt, and took that out to use the cement mixer and stuff to do those catch basins with. And so since then, we took the generator up to Bruner Tool, which worked on our Hotsy, the steam cleaner, and he started to tear into it. He found a bad capacitor on it. He says it's 13 years old. He says the capacitor he can replace. He says he doesn't know for sure that that's going to be the total fix on it until he tests it to see. But he's got Brian went with 122.50 or something like that we paid already just to have him tear into it and look at it. If we would have him go ahead and put the capacitor, order it and put it in, it'd be another 130, try to see if we could fix it. Now, I've been going around and checking and got a couple quotes to try to get one of those little suitcase ones. It's nice for us to pick up and be able to throw in the truck and go out and do these jobs.
I looked at your prices, but we've got one, we've had it 4 years. It's not a Honda, it's a 3,500 watt.
Yeah.
It's a Harbor Freight. It's phenomenal. It's a suitcase one, but you'll have it. They're about half the money of this.
Yeah.
Starts every time. Never had an issue.
It is nice. Boy, they're quiet. They're easy to pick up.
We use ours all the time.
Yeah.
But I think
And it's something
you'll get more wattage. Is what I'm saying. Is I don't care what you want to do, but it's
right.
They're phenomenal, and you can get extended warranties up there. Like I said, you'll have a lot more wattage. You can run more stuff. Yeah. That's where I would look at them too.
But, we were thinking, hey, if we could get one like that, so we have something that's small, we can pick up, go on a run. One guy can throw it in the truck and go, and we need to go do something. That big one takes 3 guys to pick that heavy thing up.
Right.
It's heavy.
Yeah. And loud.
Somebody's going to get hurt. It just, if
we
we can fix it, and possibly, sell it, whatever.
Okay.
I just thought it'd be nice to maybe get like, one of the little suitcase ones like that. It just seems like it's so much more better for us, suited for us to do what we need to do.
3,500 watt for $800.
Yep, that's all right. I mean,
I said we've had it. It's fun. I'm very.
And that one there, that Honda that we used the other day on Wheeler, they hadn't used it for 6-8 months. Went out there, 2 pulls.
2 pulls.
Boom, fires up and
Yeah, the technology.
heard like a kid, didn't it?
Yep, they run forever.
These are electric.
And they haven't had
These are
trouble.
electric start.
Oh, those are electric start?
Yep, you got a button. I think it's got a pull on it too, but it's electric start. You push
Yeah.
the button to rock.
I guess it's up to the money man.
You're all right. 800, 1,000. If you see these quotes for 1,000, you said you sell something there. We have an account at Harbor Freight.
So I don't know if you want to get an extended warranty on it. I don't know what that's going to run, but
Well, maybe call it $1,100 and let these guys do a little shopping.
Could we,
Cutter will have the
get
Honda
like
one.
a 2,000, do you really need a 35?
Yeah. Is there smaller ones in that 30?
yeah,
The Honda one you're gonna get is gonna be a 2,200.
2,200.
They don't make a 2,000.
No, they don't make a 2,000 anymore.
But the Cutter will have it. Cutter will have that.
Do
one.
they have a smaller, like closer to that 2,000 up there at Harbor Freight, so
Well,
even cheaper?
that's what I'm trying to look at.
30
I
going
think, they
clear
do. I
to
think Predator has a smaller version of that.
Yeah, we can buy it. So.
You see that one on the back of
we
the
want to still
food
not
trailers.
get too heavy.
Oh yeah, there's
So
lots.
why don't we
of
just go ahead and tell them that they can have up to 1,100 and go
And then
find
go
one
shop.
that works.
Shop 21.
Do
If
you
you can
want?
find a smaller one, find a
Do you
smaller one.
want them to get the extended warranty on it then, or not?
I don't think so for that price.
Yeah,
We've been
I don't.
we've
I
beat
say
ours
we
up
just
and
go
it
and
still
take care of it
runs.
as much as you
We've let
can.
it.
Wheeler
I've let it
said
just
those ones
rot
that
out.
they got those on it, they've never had to work on them ever.
Yeah, I let mine run out of fuel.
And I'm just saying,
I know.
I'm not saying Honda's the way to go,
Yeah.
absolutely, but I just, from them using them, they got several of them and they said they've
I
never had
motion
trouble
we
with
give them
either one of them.
1,100 to find a portable generator.
Trustee Varian seconds that motion.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Go generator shopping.
$1,100.
Yep.
Go check them out. Go look at the ones up
Yeah, go
there.
put your hands on them and, you know.
At Harbor Freight, look at them. They're good. They're good.
So
Cool.
the question, I got a question on this one.
Mhm.
So are we not, we're gonna tell this guy not to go ahead with fixing?
Oh, no, I think you should,
We should try to
Get
fix
back
it.
the
It
quote
doesn't
and
do
see
us
what
any
it
good if it's
says.
not fixed if we wanted to try to sell it.
yeah, wait and see what he says.
You got 122 in it now. His quote to fix it's 130,
Yep.
not guaranteed,
It's
but
Yeah.
Not
you're gonna have a
guaranteed, but
couple $100 in it just to see.
You're not gonna get any more than that out of selling
Yeah.
it. That
Nope.
old loud thing.
I mean, we're gonna have the
And he
pump.
he won't guarantee that that'll fix it.
No.
It's not guaranteed.
I
It's
throw
not.
it off the dock into the dumpster. Get rid of it. What if it takes another $500 part? Then what are you gonna do?
Well, then don't fix it, but we
I
can
don't-
stick it on our site. And
I don't know
somebody
if
might
it,
want
I don't know that it brings much more than a couple $100.
So you
Or-
gotta deem it less than $2,500, get whatever you can get out
Well,
of it.
but you know what though, some of this stuff,
Fix
I mean, when you guys are going through the shop out there, you know, like when we put the insert into the grass truck, we're gonna have that tank and that pump and that gas motor. We're gonna have some of that stuff we're gonna need to decide what to do with. And even that generator, even at like a Marlboro auction house, you put on there, it doesn't run. You know, rather than throw it in the dumpster. I mean, I don't know, is there stuff you're going through out there that we need to like do some cleaning up? You know, like we could put a pile of a few things together is what I'm saying.
Right.
Some stuff from fire
if
department.
we were gonna
and
try to
then
put
just
stuff on the site and
put it
sell,
in-
whatever.
Yeah, put it in
We
an
have a
auction.
responsibility to try to get something out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
whatever it is.
I get that.
I would agree with Randy though.
So
If
then
you,
just bring it back.
you just
home,
mark
stop
it not running and sell it for scrap price, at least someone will tinker with it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have him pull it back from the guy, don't fix it.
I don't know the effect, especially since we
I would-
approved this, you're gonna go get a new generator and be done.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
So just bring it back.
Get what you can get and get rid of it.
Cause I think because it's an old loud
It's
generator.
13 years old.
I mean,
Are you guys gonna, trustees are gonna deem it no value, or what are you gonna deem it something, or are you gonna have the guy fix it, or bring it back not fixed, or what do you wanna do?
We could deem it no value and see if the guy that's fixing it wants to hang on to it and put his own time in it.
What happens if someone offers to pay that bill?
What do you mean?
Like your
Generator.
fiscal officer would say, I'll pay $130 to see if it'll work.
That's not gonna work. I don't care what we do with it.
Yeah.
I think if
Then
you're gonna get a
township don't have any
suitcase,
additional
which we already
cost.
approved, you're not even gonna use that big one ever
So
again.
how do you want it? Do you have a problem with it?
If it was me, I would not touch it, but because it's.
So you're
township
saying not
property.
put any money in it from the township standpoint?
I would not put any money in it, but I personally wouldn't try to buy it from the township.
You wouldn't try to buy it?
No,
What are you gonna
because
do? Would you scrap it or throw it in the trash
Well,
can? or-
you could put it, if you put it with all the other stuff and put it up for sale, then it's open bid for the public. If you just bring it back and say it's no good and then you buy it, then it looks kind of like, well, was it really any good or not?
Well, that's what I say. You gotta deem it no value, or you deem it, get what, up to $200 out of it and you sell it.
I don't care either way.
How can you deem it
I
any
don't-
value really to it if you don't know if it's gonna work or not?
I just don't think in running condition it brings much.
Do you need a motion?
No, I don't
to deem
think
it
so
no
either.
value?
Yeah, you should always take anything you're gonna take out of inventory.
We need a motion.
You just need a motion, take it out of inventory with no value, or, you know, however you wanna do it. And then, you've already made the motion to buy the new one up to that dollar amount. You just keep in mind for the insurance purposes, we're taking something out, we're gonna put something new in place of it,
Yeah.
Of less value.
okay? And you trustees
I
control.
mean, I'm fine with deeming it no value and bringing it back, and I don't want to know anything else about the rest of it.
I trustee Kurt moves to deem it no value, the old generator, and not repair it.
Trustee Barrett, second.
All those in favor, aye?
Okay.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, next thing. Sorry, Brenda. Tires for the backhoe. We got a big, huge bulge in the front tire on
You
that
asking for
thing.
money?
That's why he started with sorry.
They're all down to nothing, and there's a huge
Okay. These are
bulge
like
on the front tire. We're
like an
waiting for it to blow
R4
out,
and like
and
an
I
R-
need to use
an
this.
R4 style tire, like an industrial
Yes,
tire.
yes.
John Deere.
And I went and got two quotes, one from Ziegler's and one from Millersburg. They're only $6.50 apart.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So, I mean, Millersburg, that's actually who they buy their tires off of. But they're close.
No, Ziegler will be here in the middle of a snowstorm. and
That's
we need
right.
Help. Millersburg. I don't
Millersburg
know.
ain't gonna be, so why not give them the business?
Ziegler's been great to us at the
Don't
farm.
you agree? I mean, they've been great to
Yes
us.
and no.
They've
We
got
got-
the money. You
we-
just saved over $30,000 on your road project.
No, we haven't talked about Osnaburg yet. Don't say
Yeah,
that.
one is-
Don't say that.
And I noticed you didn't tell us this before we told you you could go buy the generator.
You put it in the right order.
And how you,
That's how you have position in. Is this code for all four?
that is for all 4 tires.
Okay.
2,000, let's
It's
say
actually pretty good.
$2,050, which I thought was a pretty good price.
2,050 from Ziegler Tire.
Trustee Varian second.
All those in favor, aye.
Do they come to us?
Actually, what we're gonna do to try to keep the price down was, since the backhoe, you can pick the front end up of the bucket and the back riggers, we're taking the
Oh,
tires
you're
up
taking them
and
off.
we're taking them right to them.
Okay, you're just gonna put it up in the air and buzz all four off.
Yep,
All right,
throw in the back 550, take them up. and
Sounds good.
It's keeping our price down.
that's fine.
Well, we don't want it to blow.
No, and we gotta use that. We're gonna be out trimming limbs here before
Yeah.
winter,
Okay,
you know,
you done spending money yet?
Yeah.
so we're good with Ziegler then.
Yep.
That's done.
Yeah, you're
All
done.
right, the
You're
only,
done.
You're good.
You're done.
You're done.
nope, one more thing.
No, you're
And I
done.
know I brought this up back some time ago, and I understand we can wait for a while yet until Brian sees
No,
some
you're
more
all
funds
right.
coming in.
You're all
Was
right.
trying to get the 3 or 4 loads of that 9s
Mhm.
for the Durapatcher for next year.
That's-
It really worked out good last year, getting that in the bin and letting it sit there all winter.
Okay,
It wasn't sopping wet.
What's your
For us to
price on
work.
that?
Tom,
What's the pricing on it?
We're good.
you know what? I would have to, it was used to be around $600-700 a load. Who knows now?
Yeah.
I need to call them back up, Go Hill Trucking, and find it.
I'd get a number and
Because that's coming from over by,
you got
Wow,
enough, you got enough roof space to put it in?
yeah,
What is it that you're getting?
the 9s that goes through the
The
Durapatcher.
real small,
If you wait and get it next spring, it's sopping
Are you
wet.
sure we don't have it here anywhere?
Trustee
No, that's-
Good
no,
moves to
Brenda, I
buy
called
4
her.
loads of number 9s from the, out by Columbiana, the number gray limestone.
Yep, it's about the only place you can get it. It's the cleanest it is.
You wanna give them,
How much,
how much?
how many loads for?
About 4 loads,
And
now maybe only 3, I don't know, but
Not
no
to
more than
exceed
4. I shouldn't need more than
$2,000.
4 loads.
All right,
Not to exceed.
$2,000. Trustee Varian second.
All those in favor, aye. You're done?
When we're running out of time, we just say yes to everything, don't we?
All right.
Let's stop.
We got one more
He
thing.
needs a new ball cap. Look, he needs a new ball cap. He's asking for it.
You think anything? No.
All right, we're done.
I got an email. They had enough. They got more money than they know what to do with down in Columbus, and they are going to fund Parks Road from last year's application. We just have, I have to submit them a few things, and
Oh, really?
that'll be for next year's road project.
Right.
Well, that's good.
That's good news.
Yeah.
That's good news. Good.
All right, roads out, zoning.
Okay.
No permits since the last meeting. Over on the nuisance side, clear up some of these, they're over here. The one on Nitty with the car in the grass, last time we met, they mowed the grass, the car has moved. And it's not extensively damaged, so it doesn't meet any of the junk vehicle requirements. So that one's being cleared up. The other one on Mitty there is the camper that had a person living in it, that's all.
Is that with the dogs?
Mhm,
And that one's done?
mhm. And then Clear Haven, where they were talking about parking the vehicles and stuff, and we said, as long as they're just parking them, not having people there and that kind of stuff, we were okay with it. There's no business really being taken action there at this point in time,
Okay.
so that's clear for now. Over on Broadway, the junk vehicles, they have until the end of the week here to clean it up, and then we gotta go forward with the next letter. And I'm reaching out to the prosecutor's office regarding that issue as well. But over on Sindel, the prosecutor's office did get back to me earlier today. I just didn't have a chance to get to it yet. So I'll take a look what they say and what their recommendations are for it. Other thing to note is over on Lincoln there where the fire burned down the house. The health department is looking into it, and I didn't have a chance to talk to them today. I left them a message, but I know Amy said they talked to her and we're checking with her for a few things, but it looks like they're going to pursue cleaning it up.
Okay, that's good news.
The health department
Mhm.
so nobody's been in contact with the insurance company? Who's paying for that?
I don't know that they know yet.
Yeah.
They do have insurance though.
No, I mean, but the health department would just come in and clean it up and then go after the money?
Oh, I don't,
I think they have to reach out to them first, but they were gonna
Or
take
they'll-
whatever steps they needed to.
yeah,
Or they're the ones that'll go after and say, you need to get this
Mm.
done?
yeah,
All right.
yeah, I don't think they'll clean it.
I'm confused. I don't, any regular insurance company would have already made a move on this.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm.
I wonder if they didn't have insurance or they hadn't paid it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I know they did have insurance.
Okay. I'm just surprised. I mean, why is it still sitting?
Have they got paid?
Oh, I don't know that.
How do you know they have insurance?
Because it's the same agent I use, and he said, oh, you guys had a fire over there. And I just know that they're,
Gotcha.
So they might have had it.
have clients. I don't know anything else. He couldn't tell me anything about it.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's good that the health department's on it because we definitely
Yeah.
have residents that are asking. So
Trustees, I'd like to elaborate on something that zoning inspector's working on our emails and on our website. We get nuisance complaints, we get that gets forward to Mary and things that we react to in the office. But there's, just to give you an idea, our office computer gets over 80, probably 80 a day emails. You know, out of 80, maybe 30 or 40 of them are spam. The system locks them out, kicks them out. Some of the people that are trying to reach out to us, it gets forwarded to my computer through another set of spam checks. A lot of times I'm getting over 100 and so from the websites and all. The problem we're having sometimes is we're not being able to see who sent it to us because it's in the spam, it blocks it out. So we have to do some research. So if anyone's listening or if anybody says nobody's responded to us,
okay,
let them know there's so much junk coming through.
we're trying to weed through it.
Yeah, we're trying to weed through it, but it does take
Okay.
maybe 20 minutes to a half hour every morning to go through the two computers that I deal with. Along with, I try to forward anything that I think needs to be forwarded right away to zoning or on the road or whoever gets it, you know. But we are getting hammered with it a lot.
I just have a question about that. So let's say a set of scenarios lined up perfectly where this guy's the agent. The people didn't pay and it lapsed before all this happened. Then the health department comes out and they say, yeah, it's got to be torn down. Who pays for it? Who makes it happen till it's sorted out? Or you don't know?
I don't know. I assume it'd be on the taxes somehow or another.
But I mean, are we going to foot the bill?
Well, that one over on Georgetown, but closer to Broadway, we ended up having to foot some of that bill, remember, Brian, on that one that was too close to the road?
Yeah.
It was gonna fall into Georgetown.
Yeah.
And then
Right by Trump?
closer there, but it was by Broadway.
Yeah, it was Broadway and Georgetown right there.
Yeah,
Right on the corner.
Is it on the corner?
it was back a little bit, but it was on Georgetown.
Kind of catty corner to the woodshed.
Correct.
It's the one where they removed the house.
They removed the
Yeah.
It's just an empty lot right now.
Yeah.
But the house that's so close to the road, they was afraid it was gonna fall into the road.
Well, my only
But
concern
then the
is,
gentleman paid us back in payments, I believe.
No, I don't think I got that.
I
That
thought I
ended
got
up,
payments.
Esledge had.
Esledge, I thought, paid to have that.
Oh,
tore out.
Esledge did, he made payments to Esledge. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, Esledge.
But it was your dad that worked out the deal with Esledge.
Yeah, because you.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Esledge tore it down first and then they paid Esledge back. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I got an idea. If this moves as fast as the Sindel one was, we're gonna have to do something here. These people are getting pissed. I mean, we gotta have to do something about this.
Yeah, no, you're right. I've got
Well,
one
We
guy.
gotta send somebody in there to clean it up and put it on their taxes. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Well, we don't know if we can, that we have to get that cleared through the prosecutor. If we clean it up, would we be able to assess their taxes? Because they have come back and told us no on other things. So
What
we
do
would
we-
have to ask
What do
them.
we have as the right, what are our rights as a township to go searching for the insurance provider? Do we have that right?
Amy has us an insurance provider.
Amy, being it's in the fire,
It's in the
she
report.
does, the fire gets. to
Okay.
It's public
investigate.
knowledge.
Yeah, it
Okay.
gets investigated through fire.
I'm not even gonna call the insurance company.
You can, I don't think they'll tell you anything, but you could call.
Well, before we put any money at it, we need to call and say, are you putting money at it or are
Somebody
we?
should call and put some pressure on them.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
what's
gotta-
going on here? We
Well,
got liability.
And I wanted Amy to find out at the state level, remember, we did that fund on houses that burned.
Mhm.
They're supposed to withhold
Chunk.
10% or something.
Yeah, I remember when we
'Cause-
did it.
Possibly, maybe we could use that. I don't know. 'Cause they're supposed to withhold some money. But we've been trying to find out what's the name of that organization, and we haven't been able to do that yet. She was looking into it. It's with the state of Ohio. Maybe if we talk to her, follow up on that.
All right. That's it for zoning.
Yep.
Thank you. Got no old business, new business, Sucos grant.
So I received and I sent it to everyone, the grant application, which was really, really long, but it said only fill in 3 through 14. But in there, it requires us, since we don't own the ground, to get special documentation from Phil. So I sent the thing back to Phil and asked him to try to provide something. He could see the language in there.
Okay.
But beyond that, it's requiring us to have a detail drawing and things like that. And I talked with Todd Pugh, had called several times. I don't know, Brian, maybe you can answer this. And then I also talked with Joe Leslie from that foundation, because they do the work for free. He was checking with his executive director to see if they could come do simple drawings for us. Because right now, we're only looking at the driveway, the parking lot, and if there's funding left, the perimeter around as a walking trail, maybe dozing it or something, however far the money goes. So I think with those things, I don't know, we're still going to need an engineered drawing to present.
Right.
So I'm thinking that we can look for different organizations out. But what's the limit, Brian, that we would have to go out for bid on that,
When you say bid for,
for the dollar amount? If
they changed the bid, it used to be, I can't remember.
50,000.
It was 50, but they upped that.
I thought it went to 70 and
Yeah,
each year it increased more.
It's higher now. Let's say you guys could decide at 50, where before you had to put it out a bid at 50, but I don't remember right off the top of my head what it
It
is.
was 75 or something.
So at this point, that's Enviroscapes. Can we just ask them to throw something together for us?
I'd love to. I have another connection with the Bioscapes too. His kids go to Kid Watch with me, Dave Lynch. And he
I do
called.
got to go back to Todd though.
Yeah, that's fine. Dave Lynch is Todd's second in command. So they've already talked about it, I'm sure.
I'm sure, because that's why you called.
Yeah, because he called me too and said, I'd love to present to your township meeting on what we can do to, how we can help. So,
And so they put in quite a few,
yeah, they've done this before. Yeah,
they have done it before.
yep, they have. They can show us renderings of what they've done.
So, but I think we're only asking right now for the, the drawing, the layout of it, and then what we would be doing for parking lot size, driveway.
Right.
And then possibly clearing our perimeter path, because by the time they go to do that, all these crops should be off.
Oh, yeah, they might call, I don't know if they combine, I think it's soybeans back in there.
They're coming doing soybeans today at our house, so. So are you guys all good with that?
Shareholder, but you know it. Yeah,
And I
Great.
don't know any other firm But we need to move quickly, and I don't know how quick this nonprofit.
If we don't have to, I mean, well, I don't know how it works. Can we get Enviroscapes to come and have the initial conversation, or does that also need to be publicly bid?
Well, that's what he's saying. We don't have to publicize for other companies to come and present to us, right? We only have to before we,
Are you saying the $150,000 grant? Do you know any, if you don't have any idea what it is, you gotta put it out there. Because you don't know if it's 50,000 or 80,000, you don't know what it is right now. You
So
have any idea?
So I guess the question is, could we bring Enviroscapes in to help us with the startup, and then
tell us what we need. We don't even know what we need.
pay them for their services of drawing it, getting in, and then we say to them,
Have that
you
discussion
can bid
with
the work separately, but we
Yeah.
have to get 3 bids.
Yeah.
That's how you have to do that. You couldn't bring
Right,
Enviroscapes
this
in.
is just to
Right
get
now, I
the,
don't know what it is.
Yeah, I would bring Enviroscapes in, let them have the initial conversation and pay them for that service under the 50. And then when we go to do the whole project, then you let them bid on it. That would be the way to do that, to keep us,
well,
because you can't bring them in and give them the work and then say, oh, by the way, everyone else gets to bid on it too. We've already been working with Enviroscapes. Like that's,
right.
I mean, that's not.
Or they come in and it's 80,000 or 90,000 and you
And
never
you're under.
offered it. You never offered anybody else.
Yeah,
the
Right, we
opportunity.
can't do that.
You don't want to do that.
But because they've been in the park business before and they have helped people like us, I think you bring them in to start and say, okay, what's your service to get us to the point of bidding out and pay them for that? Because it's not going to be 50 grand. So,
No, it's the actual work's gonna be well over 50. grand.
oh, for sure.
Over 70 too.
Yeah.
Actually, the grant we have, we're gonna do clear up to the 450 this year. So, and maybe that's even, depending on what that trail is around the perimeter, it could be putting stuff down on that trail the whole way too then. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I got 2 things on Seacoast that, just to make sure we're on the right page. Trustee Puri talked about the discussion with what Mr. Clapper brought in. Is that worth to ask Phil from Huntington Bank, that 51 acres up there to be
Oh,
considered?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
worth
that-
asking him. That's an oil.
That could be that could be a complete game changer for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that money could go in there and fund an account that makes it last for beyond our lifetimes, and you can have a really cool park that's funded through royalty money. That
Right,
would be
and they would
amazing.
still go to the trust then.
Yeah,
Yep, still go to the trust. Absolutely, still go to the trust,
Mhm.
which is a great thing to look into.
Because we don't own
It
it.
would be a different lease because the trust owns it.
Who wants to do that? I know Brenda, you reached out on this grant.
I can call Phil on
If
that.
that's why I say if the
But-
trustees work through it just to see if he says, yeah, we don't have nothing, we just have that one well or whatever he says, it might be, if you're getting $5,000 an acre, 51 acres, that'd be a nice chunk of change possibly.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Sign
would.
on for
He
that.
was out of the office today, Randy. If you get a hold of him, mention too that I'd send him an email then, because I didn't call him because he's
Absolutely.
out.
The other thing I wanted to ask is that Trustee Varian and Stu were in the process of moving some equipment up and we talked it out. So we verified some things through, we have a document from Huntington Bank that gives us permission to take equipment into those buildings because they have liability insurance. But also Wendy from Atarma has said that all our equipment that we take up there is covered just as if we were letting another township borrow it, or if
Okay.
we're leaving it in somebody's property
Driveway, yeah.
overnight, that anything we take up there is under our insurance. So that's being all taken care of, and all I asked Stu was to give me an inventory list when he gets ready to start moving, that we can keep track of what we have up there, when it went up there, in case God forbid something happened, we have a record of it here.
And Randy, let me go back to that. When you talked to him, part of that, when I was reading through that application, required us to show we had insurance. Well, it wouldn't be us, it would be the trust. And he said that Huntington had some insurance. He didn't know at what level. So if it's not a level that's adequate, then the trust is going to have to take on insurance for that property. Liability insurance for injury and things.
Since these two guys are sitting here, I want to publicly apologize. I jumped the gun on that equipment,
Oh, you
and
are.
Brian caught
You're
me. I didn't want you to waste any time. I thought we already had permission and Brian got it figured out. Thank you for hanging tough and getting the ducks in the right row. So thank you. Cool. All right. Did we take anything over there yet or not yet?
Today.
Good.
2 pieces.
Good.
We got the list made out.
Garage doors seem to work for you?
Well, they go up and down.
That's how we have.
They're really cheap doors.
Yeah, they're thin, paper thin.
Yeah, paper thin fiber.
Wind blows them. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
So,
All right. Perfect.
okay.
Thanks for that. Are we done?
Yep.
Trustee Varian moves to adjourn and pay bills.
Trustee Griffith seconds.
All in favor, aye?
Aye. Okay. You hope it's pouring down rain outside. Probably not, but I hope it is.
Oh, it's up on the radar.
I know. Hey, you had a good report. Got a couple of things accomplished there. A few things done. Chasing nuisances around.